So anyway, we'll do meditation on the breath as we did yesterday. And I also mentioned the 4 components of a meditation session. Do any of you remember those? What's the first one? Sit. That means, arranging your body in a conducive position for meditation. So you could take a little bit of time to do that. Then second, does anyone remember the second point? Motivation, yes. So that's really important too. Third point. Meditate, yeah. Do the meditation practice that you've decided to do. And then the fourth point. Dedication, right? Dedicating the merit, the positive energy. So I thought we'd do those 4 in this session so you get used to how to do them. And also yesterday I spent time talking about different obstacles, different problems that can occur when meditating. One is the mind is distracted. It's hard to stay concentrated on your object of meditation, in this case, the breath. The mind runs away from the breath and thinks about other things. So that's a very common problem, and I gave some advice about how to deal with that if it happens. Mainly, there's no magic cure for that one. You simply have to keep bringing the mind back to the breath. It's a bit like if you have a child, if you're taking care of a little toddler, you take the toddler to the park, and maybe the park has a street, a road nearby, and the child keeps wanting to run into the road. So you have to chase the child and catch the child and bring him or her back to the playground, right? And you have to do that with a lot of patience because you care about your child, right? You don't want the child to be harmed. So in a similar way, when we're meditating, our mind, like a little child, keeps wanting to run away and do something else rather than what it's supposed to do. And so we just have to be very patient and keep catching the mind and bringing it back to our object of meditation again and again and again and again, and try not to become impatient with yourself. That doesn't do any good. That does happen. People sometimes get really frustrated, really angry at themselves, and they think, oh, I'm just so horrible, I can't meditate. So try not to do that. Don't be upset with yourself, beat yourself up. Just be kind and patient, the same way you would deal with this little child. The child doesn't know any better, so it just keeps running away. It just has that kind of energy. In the same way, our mind just has that kind of energy. It's always running here and there. And so it does take time to tame the mind, train the mind to stay focused. And then the other main obstacle or problem we talked about was sleepiness. And there's sort of different degrees of that. One is just this kind of heavy, dull state of mind, like on a Sunday morning. You're supposed to be resting and taking it easy, but here you are in a meditation class. So the mind can be just kind of dull and dark and heavy and not bright and alert, clear. And then if we don't do anything about that state of mind, it can get worse and turn into actual sleepiness, where we're actually, even our body is sitting upright, but our mind is starting to go into sleep state. And so that's definitely a hindrance, because ideally when we practice meditation, we want to stay awake and alert and kind of in control of our mind. And falling asleep, you lose that control. Your mind will even start having dreams while you're sitting there on your meditation cushion. And so, does anyone remember what to do if that happens, if you have dullness or sleepiness? What do you do about that? Yeah, open the eyes. If your eyes are closed, open them a little. Let some light in. What else? Imagine light, yeah. You can sort of imagine your body filled with light. What about your posture? Straighten, yeah. Make sure you're sitting up straight and you're not like this. So those are the main things to try to counteract sleepiness, dullness. Then we also looked at pain, and this will be just a short session, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So if the pain is really strong, you might want to use the method we did yesterday, where you're really kind of going into the pain and relaxing the tension, the physical tension, the mental tension. So you can do that. Otherwise, if it's not too strong, you can just notice that the pain is there, but try not to get too caught up in it, like distracted by it. Just notice that it's there, but come back to the breath. And then we also looked at moving, changing your position. So I'd like to share some advice given by some contemporary teachers about that, which I think is very good advice. So we start off sitting, and we probably, maybe in the beginning we feel okay, we feel comfortable sitting, and then after some time, some discomfort appears. Maybe in our back, in one knee, the other knee, both knees. And then there's this impulse to move, right? This feeling like, oh, I want to move, I want to change my position and find a more comfortable one, okay? So what the contemporary teachers say is ignore it. The first time you have that impulse to move, change your position, just ignore it. Don't move, don't change your position. Just keep sitting, watching your breathing. And then maybe after some time, the impulse will come back. You will again feel, oh, I really want to move, I really want to change my position. So again, the second time, ignore it. And by doing that, by ignoring it, it's possible that the pain or the discomfort will just go away by itself. And you won't need to move, you won't need to change your position. You'll feel okay. Because, all the different sensations, different experiences we have in our body come and go. They're not permanent, but they're impermanent, changing, coming and going. So that discomfort might just go away. We won't need to move. But then if this impulse to move comes the third time, then you can move. Okay? Then you can change your position. But do so in a quiet way, so that you don't make a lot of noise and you don't disrupt the people around you. Remember that there are other people beside you, in front of you, in back of you, and they might be disturbed if you move in a strong, noisy way. So do it quietly. But anyway, the point is, wait till the third impulse to move before you do it. And in that way you give your body a chance to maybe get over the pain or the discomfort. And you also learn a bit more discipline. Instead of having this like habit of constantly moving. Every time we feel a little bit of discomfort, we have to move. Yeah, so that's a bit like kind of childish in a way. And we can learn to put up with pain and discomfort if we try, so that, we can just sit there even though there's some pain or there's discomfort. We don't have to move every single time. So it helps us gain more discipline over our movements. And so I think that's kind of a middle way between one extreme, which is constantly moving every time you feel like it, which isn't so good for meditation, because then your mind will be moving. When our body moves, our mind moves too. It's hard to have a still, calm, quiet state of mind if our body is moving all the time. And so that's one kind of extreme, is moving all the time. And the other extreme is never moving, no matter, even if you have really intense, unbearable pain. I know some traditions do advise that. Yeah, like just don't move at all, no matter how painful it is. Just learn to put up with the pain. So yeah, that is one tradition. But what I've learned from my teachers is a bit more easy than that. They say, yeah, it's okay to move. Yeah, but just try not to do it too often. So wait till the third impulse to move. Okay, so let's do some meditation now. Starting with the first step of sitting. So if you're sitting on the floor, have your legs crossed in whatever way is most comfortable for you. If you're sitting on a chair, have your both feet flat on the floor. And either way, sitting on the floor or sitting on a chair, keep your back straight, sit upright. Have your hands resting in your lap with the right on top and the left below, and the two thumbs touching each other like a little mountain peak above your hands. Let your shoulders be relaxed, not tight or hunched. And have your arms slightly away from your sides, not pressed against your sides. Have your head and chin tilted downwards just a little bit, so your head isn't held up high nor sunk too low. And have your mouth and jaw relaxed, not clenched. And the tip of your tongue touching the roof of the mouth behind the upper teeth. And then, if you can, have your eyes open a little bit, enough so there's light coming in, and that can help you stay awake and alert rather than succumb to dullness, lethargy, and sleepiness. So yesterday I mentioned that it can also be helpful to do some relaxation before you start your meditation. So I'll guide you in a brief scan of the body, going through the body and relaxing it. So first feel the top of your head and relax the top of your head. Then let your awareness move down into your forehead. Let your forehead relax. Don't have worry lines in your forehead. Let it be smooth and relaxed. Relax your eyes, the muscles around and behind the eyes, while still keeping the eyes partially opened. Relax your face. We have lots of muscles in our face when we make facial expressions. So let those muscles relax. But you're welcome to continue smiling, have a little bit of a smile on your face. That's a nice way to be, both for yourself and also anyone else who's looking at you, instead of frowning, looking fierce. So a smiling expression is nice. Then relax the right side of your head. And then the left side of the head. And then the back of the head. And then imagine going inside of your head and relaxing your brain and all the other parts within your head, all the nerves, muscles, blood vessels, cells. Let the whole inside of your head be relaxed, free of tension as much as possible. And then relax your neck and throat. Then your shoulders, the upper parts of your shoulders, upper part of your back. That's an area where we sometimes hold tension, especially if we're working at a desk, on a computer. Let's see if there's any tension in your shoulders and let it go. Relax that tension. Then let your awareness travel down through your back, relaxing the middle part of the back, all along the spine. And then the lower part of the back. All the way down to your seat. Let the whole of your back be as relaxed as possible. And then move your awareness to the front of your body, starting with your chest. Relax your chest and your lungs and heart in the upper part of your chest. Continue moving down through your torso, relaxing the various organs, muscles, and the diaphragm, stomach, intestines, the whole digestive system, and so on. So go all the way down through your torso, relaxing the organs, the muscles, sweeping away any tightness, any tension. And then move down into your right leg and relax the upper part of the right leg, the thigh. Then the lower part of that leg, the calf. And your ankle and foot, toes. And then switch over to the left leg, starting with the thigh. Let your thigh relax. And the lower part of the left leg. And then your left foot, ankle, foot, toes. And finally, the arms. Start with your right arm, the upper part of your right arm. Relax all the muscles in that area. And relax the lower part of the right arm. And then the wrist, hand, and fingers. Then the left arm. First relax the upper part of the left arm. And then the lower part of the arm. And then the wrist, hand, and fingers. So do your best to keep your body as relaxed as possible during the meditation. Try not to let tension build up in any part of the body. And if it does, you can just put your awareness there for a moment and relax, let go of that tension. So now let's generate a positive motivation for doing the meditation. And a really simple way of doing that is to just say to yourself, may this meditation be beneficial for everyone, for all beings. You can elaborate on that more if you want, but even just that, having that thought, that wish in your mind, is a way of generating a positive, altruistic motivation for meditation. And then, when you feel ready to begin the actual practice of meditation, focus your mind, your awareness on your breathing. Let the body breathe in a natural way without trying to control it, manipulate it in any way, but just allow your body to breathe. And then focus on the breath in whatever way is easiest, most comfortable for you. What's important is to stay focused on the breath rather than a specific place where you watch the breath. But do try to stay focused on that one place and not move your attention around. So choose a place where you can experience the breath, feel the breath, most easily, most clearly. And then keep your awareness there and bring it back whenever your mind wanders away to some other thought or sound or anything other than the breath. Let go of that other object and return to the breath. And don't worry if you have to keep doing that again and again. It's worthwhile. That's how we train our mind. And if you wish, you can use the counting method to help keep your mind on your breathing. So we'll just continue like that for about 10 minutes.